my God.
Jeez. I'm glad you said that because I'm like, it might not be early for most of you guys, but it's early for me.
It's early.
It might as well be 4 o'clock in the damn morning for me.
Thank you for having a drink with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Ooh. Oh my God. Okay. You have this like life on the road, you're on tour. I'm curious actually, when's the last time you just like sat down one-on-one with someone and had a drink? Do you get a lot of alone time or no?
I do actually. I think Libby and I kind of designed this lifestyle where every time I'm at home, like we promise each other like the evening. Like we sit down, we Netflix and chill. So that's like our quality time. That's our like, let's catch up. Let's let the world just step away for a minute. That's our retreat. That's like our vacation. And we make an effort to do that like once a day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is a luxury I get.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not that's about to disappear pretty quickly, pretty soon. But while we have the time, while I'm in town, we make an effort to do that.
And I'm curious, what's the key to making like a long distance relationship work then?
I've been really good at it, and I've been really terrible at it. It's just, I don't know, when you love somebody, you figure it out. You make it work one day at a time. Everything's different. There's no consistency in our world. There's no routine to be made in any way. So it's just communication, honesty too. There's no time to sort of dance around something. If you feel something, you talk about it. You bring it up quickly, and you work through it.
Like that. Because if you just let it sit with you,
it's the worst.
It's
the worst. It's toxic. But we've gotten in a rhythm where we talk about things pretty quickly and pretty efficiently. We get through it. Yeah.
And I love your new song, Yesterday's Song.
Thank you.
And I've heard you talk about this next chapter and like letting certain things go. What do you want to define like this next chapter?
Ooh, I think I was gonna say vulnerability, but even more than that, transparency. Just trueness. I don't know what the words are. It's hard to explain it, but. There's a lot that, I've written 100 songs for this already, and I'm still writing for it. And I've gone through a lot to sort of make this project, and personally, not just like artistically, like human-wise. I've been kind of beat up and had to get back up and figure it out, and I think that's been really good for me. I've found a lot about myself that I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of go through that between like 18 and 25. Like that's pretty normal, to kind of go through this massive life change. And I feel like I went through that sort of, but with a guitar in my hand. And so that's kind of what this record is. And I think if anything, I want people to hear even more of the human than they did on the first record. Even more of those things. Less of the sort of artist, the marketing, all that stuff. I want people to hear like the realness of it.
Yeah. What has it been like? So you've reached success at a young age. What has it been like to kind of grow up in front of the cameras?
I feel blessed because while you would expect something like that to be an issue, or not an issue, but while you would expect that to be part of the story, it's not as much a part of my story as I feel like a lot of people that I know.
Okay.
I was really blessed that a lot of people. I'm not like it's not crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's not what you might expect, and a lot of people respect the personal element. Being in Nashville, there's just good people in the industry. So
yeah, I was wondering who in the industry has maybe given you advice for how to like grow up in the public eye and like as you evolve in your career, if you've had any drinks with someone who's been through it.
There's a few people. Honestly, I can credit a billion people. There's been a lot of people. Honestly, my team, my band, people on my label have been actually pretty aware of the human element, and they've been just incredible people to me, even through the struggle of working on this project. And artist-wise, Elton John actually.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So I did a tribute album for him. He wasn't there, obviously, because it was kind of a tribute to with Peter Asher on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. And Elton reached out just out of the blue one morning. It was a Sunday morning. It was an unknown call, and I don't know why. I think Peter always called me with an unknown number, so it was 10 o'clock, and it was always at 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. And so I answered it because I was like, it's probably Peter. Well, it was a British voice, but it was Elton. And we talked for a minute, and he gave me his contact information, and so he said, reach out when you're in LA or whatever. And we were there for the Grammys. We had dinner together, so we started kind of talking a lot and kind of being buds, and I literally call him when I'm like, I don't know what to do. And he's been a huge, like, kind of talk me through some scenarios, and it's always super quick. It's always like 30 seconds of like awesome life advice, and it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta go. It's like always super efficient and super effective, but he's been huge. Keith Urban, actually, I reached out to him a few times, and he's been there for me in ways that I could never really truly speak. I mean, it's just he's been a profound influence, but also just mentor to me in multiple ways.
Sure.
So,
What's one of the things like that you talked about with Elton that was a struggle that you threw you for a loop, and then you like what would have been some, I guess, of the actual hurdles? And
Well, just the business side. Like, I love the music side. The business side is something I'm not good at.
Okay,
And I don't
yeah.
anticipate being good at it, and I don't really want to be either.
Uh-huh.
My brain is designed to be. My brain doesn't work well when it's turned on. My brain works best when it's turned off. So learning how to turn it off and learning when it's okay to has been really. It's been challenging, you know.
Yeah, interesting.
And Elton was really vocal in saying, like, forget about it. Like, don't worry about that. Just do you. And there was like one particular hard decision, and I don't want to go into details, but he was like, he said, just do it. Do it. Forget about it. Don't think about it. Just do it, and trust me, you'll never have to do it again. You know. Anyway, it was really profound the way he said it in
nice.
this like 15-second phone call. Yeah.
so I do also want to get back to Nashville because Virgin is actually opening up a hotel in Nashville.
Are they really? I've heard rumors for a long time.
It's happening, and they want to create like the perfect speakeasy for musicians. So like after a long day at the studio,
That's gonna be incredible. I'm so excited. We need that.
after a long day at the studio, like what are you looking for in like a place like to hang out? Like what's on the perfect playlist?
Honestly, I think in Nashville, the perfect playlist is just like an 1/8-inch cable where you can plug in your phone and actually create your own playlist.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I feel like one thing that we do on the bus is we all, like, when we start, right, it's just passing the cable around. And actually, it's not passing the cable around. You pass the cable around to the first person hogs it for the rest of the night.
Yeah, right.
They just play you all the random stuff on their playlist. But I think that would be like the perfect like Nashville speakeasy where like you could actually create your own playlist.
Okay.
At the end of the day, at the studio, you're inspired by something so random, like the most unexpected thing. What were we listening to last night? Last night actually we were getting back into the One Republic record. So Ryan Tedder just put out this letter a couple of weeks ago talking about this Oh My record. And so I brought it back out. I've been jamming it pre-show every night, and so is the rest of the band. And so we've been kind of digging into that record. Now that it's, you should read his letter. It's pretty profound.
yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
What is, I guess, your creative process? Is it true, like, the best songs sometimes they're just like you come up with in like 20 minutes?
I'm sure you've read the books. We all have. All the, work efficiently, all the, the subtle art of not giving an F, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I've definitely read that, and it's incredible. But I feel like, the best songs happen when you're not trying, right? It's the turn the brain off, let the heart speak thing. As cheesy as that sounds, I think that's when true music is actually created. That's when real records are made.
Yeah.
And all of my favorite songs, I Went Crazy, Wanted, Yesterday's song we thought about a little bit. We definitely went there because it was a heavy song. Despite the sounds of it, it's a pretty heavy subject. For me, it's not just about a breakup, it's about kind of a life change. But the best songs absolutely happen when you're not processing, when you're just kind of like emoting.
This is kind of random, but just popped into my
Go
head.
for it.
Do you meditate?
I'm not capable of turning it off for more than like 30 seconds at a time. So I've practiced, I've tried, but I'm not good at it.
It almost seems like that process though is kind of like meditating for you.
You know what's like meditating? I'll tell you what's like meditating. I just realized this a couple nights ago was the show.
Yes,
the show is
yes.
the only place where you are truly in touch with your inner self.
You can't be more present than.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah, you don't.
Because
Right.
you're on stage, you don't have the time to think through anything you do. That's why I love solos. It's like nothing is planned, and you have to be so plugged in.
Right.
You have to be so present and so aware of everything, and yet unaware. Not to get all philosophical, but that's
No, I like
that's why I like performing so much, and that's why I live for that element the most, is because that's the one place where you are truly, undeniably yourself.
Yeah. If you could have a drink with anyone and they could be like dead or alive, who would it be?
I would love to have a drink with, this will change, I'm sure, every day, but I would love to have a drink with Garth. Garth shaped so much of like my childhood, like watching him on stage, like all the live concert specials, and
Yeah.
just everything about him was just so it was so real. It was so like kind of present and just vulnerable, but at the same time, he was like this bigger than life figure. You know what I mean, to me, and it still is every time I meet him. And I would love to just sit down with him for more than because we've talked a little bit. Like he's been another mentor to me in a way, but I'd love to just sit down with him one night, just like with no schedule, with nothing on the books, and just kind of pick his brain about his entire career.
Well, cheers again.
Cheers.
Congrats to your success.
Thank you. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Hunter Hayes here on A Drink With.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.
Cheers.